You're about to listen to the award-winning Stuart Pedasso Show. This show is for biologically and emotionally mature audiences. If you should not be here, please go away. We'll still be here when you're mature enough to partake. Mwah!
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Stuart Pedasso Show.
Hi.
I'm Dave.
I'm Melissa.
And yeah, it was like a week and a half or so, or almost 2 weeks since we were around.
Excuse me, sorry.
I did ask if you were ready.
I know, but suddenly I just had to sneeze.
It's all good.
Whatever.
So, we just had some.
It's always free.
That's all right. So I just had some. Somebody was sick at the house, and it was just some all kinds of crazy. And,
You know what? Life.
yeah, life. So it's all good. But in that extra time, some cool stuff.
Cool shit.
Yeah, some cool shit going on. So,
shit. We love it.
so yeah, it's been almost 2 weeks. I haven't seen you. How are you?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hey,
I don't generally ask you that because I know we have the show, so I wait until
Yeah. No, things
until
are.
the tapes roll in, man.
Yeah. I'm. Things are pretty good. You know, the kids all moved in. I think we talked about that in the last show.
Yeah, I was gonna look for the show he was on. I haven't been able to find it yet, but I will. I need to.
Okay, so my son is all moved in. I have moved. I did a bunch of moving around last week, so I really hurt my back last Tuesday. Because once I get something into my head, like project wise, I am like 150% into the project. Like I just go like I have blinders on. Like I can't see anything else that's going on in my life. I'm doing this project. And so I spent all day working on organizing my basement because I had shit just everywhere, boxes and crap everywhere. I organized it. We found a bunch of stuff to donate, which we did.
I think the word basement is French for shit everywhere.
Yeah, shit everywhere. Yeah. But I bought some new shelving units. I got 6 of them now. So I actually put things on shelving to get them off the floor.
Okay.
I organized all my son's things because he's not going to do it. So I organized all the stuff that my son has in the basement right now that he is holding down there until he moves again. So that I got that organized. I even did this. I organized his movies alphabetically in the boxes.
In the boxes.
In the boxes.
Oh, boy.
Okay, he would never do that.
No.
But I do that. I do that with all my stuff. All of my CDs and my DVDs and all that stuff are organized alphabetically.
Before the big trip to Hawaii,
Yeah.
before I sold off like the majority of the CDs that I had, I did them alphabetically too. And you remember what I used to have? There was like 3,000 CDs
Yeah.
back when I was in real radio land.
Yeah, I don't have that many.
Well,
But I do have
either.
I do have a couple of like CD shelving units, I guess. I do. I have a couple of them that all my CDs are on, and then I have my DVDs in another
Not
place.
anymore.
But all of mine are organized by alphabetically because that is just how my OCD brain works. I need things like that. So my sons, I did the same thing because I thought, well, they're in boxes, but what if someday he's like, hey, I want to see that movie. And where is it? You can see which box it's in.
Sure.
So that's what I did.
No, it was important. I know. What? No, I'm half serious. I am teasing a little bit, but that is a thing.
Yeah, so I organized that. I got all of my stuff for my studio is now in the basement, and I was pretty stoked that I got all that shit organized. It is way too cold to be working in the basement right now.
Yeah.
But I just had, at least it's organized down there. So like I just started working on some more bracelets yesterday. So I just brought all my stuff upstairs to the dining room table and I just worked there. And it was
speaking
fine.
of which, you do remember we didn't talk about this, me and the organizer at the time, from our last year, but apparently I think she carried over our offer from last year to this upcoming Rochester Erotic Fest.
Oh, for bracelets?
Yes.
Oh, I can do that again.
Okay, I'm just reminding you because it's relatively coming. It's the weekend of April 14th and 15th, or 15th and 16th, or whatever
Okay.
that is. Yeah.
Alrighty.
So a little about 6 weeks away. As I stare at our Stuart Pedasso Radio banner, and I had an idea.
Oh, there it is. You're right. Yeah.
If I can get the elves back making the Stuart Pedasso refrigerator magnets, I could raffle them off to people who sign up for our email list.
Do you mean me?
What?
Was I the elf to help?
No, I was the elf.
Oh,
But I like to say we had elves up here working.
yeah.
It's
you were the
basically
elf.
me,
Is
drunk.
you.
Drunk Dave.
Drunk Dave.
Drunk Dave is the elves.
Cutting things with an X-Acto knife. Ouch.
I found that the X-Acto knife didn't work. All the grand things I have being artistic and like the cutting block.
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
the
Oh,
cutting-
that's right. Yeah,
And
that you didn't.
Basically,
end up
I was
using.
printing these magnet sheets off, and I was just doing it with fucking scissors. I think the original I might have used the paper cutter. I think I can't remember, but I'll have to refigure out because the shit's been sitting here for literally 2-3 years.
I know it was funny when you gave me back that piece of wood. I was
Yeah.
like, I totally even forgot I had it here because I have more than one of those. So I
Oh
was
yeah,
just
no, it was sitting
oh.
over there on the
I
side.
go, oh yeah, I
forever.
forgot about that
Yeah,
piece of
yeah.
wood. Oh yeah, that thing.
So we'll be doing at least one show's worth. It won't be like it'll have to be edited because we're just gonna for 2 days grab freaks walking by with like nipple clamps on and all. They'll have nipple clamps on.
they'll have-
Well,
I
you
won't.
can.
I mean, I could. I'm not gonna.
I've never had nipple clamps on. Have you?
Well, I have my
Clampy?
nipples pierced, so
Did I know this?
I don't know. I've been pierced for a long time, so
Okay. Well, I didn't realize.
well, I don't think you've ever seen them, so that would be one reason. Why.
No, but sometimes people have their nipples pierced. You can tell through a shirt.
Well, you definitely can sometimes, but not today.
Okay, and folks who are like relatively new to the show, I'm not being weird, Melissa. We can
are
talk,
old friends,
yes,
and it's
and
totally fine.
We talk about this.
We
all
talk
the-
about this show.
whether there's a microphone in front of us or not.
I know we don't need a microphone.
Like, remember that time I had an ass goiter? There's no such thing as an ass goiter.
Yeah. So yeah.
What the hell? Oh, the erotic fest. Jesus. I totally forgot.
So I don't need nipple clamps, but I hope there'll be people with nipple clamps so we can talk
Oh,
about their
there's
nipple
gotta
clamps.
be. I will bet you there'll be other tables selling nipple clamps there.
Probably.
There might even be a
Do you think
workshop.
people will just be walking around naked?
From last year, Jenna said that there were people. First of all, she said that there was definitely more people who were all shaped types of bodies.
Yes, which made me happy to
And-
know because
and
I didn't want to hear about the other like is it going to be all skinny people and being all
Yeah,
weird? I was
right.
like, yeah,
And,
it wasn't though.
Right. And if I remember right, I think she said that there was some degrees of nudity there. Yeah.
I don't really care that much. I know what body parts look like.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you're not waving your body parts in my face, unless I'm asking for it.
Yeah,
then I
unless
don't
I'm
give a
at-
rip.
yeah.
I mean, if I'm asking for your body parts in my face and you're totally down with it, that's great. But other than that, I don't want.
Or if I'm
You can
paying
be
for
walking around with your body parts out all you want. Just keep them to yourself.
Yeah. Just put a towel down before you sit down, I would say.
Yeah,
That's all.
yeah,
Yeah.
because
You know,
butt sweat on the
whatever.
chair.
Whatever. But whatever.
Well, I mean, it's going to be butt sweat.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Absolutely.
You
So, anyway, that's coming up in about 6 weeks. So,
Should we call the show "Butt Sweat Happens"?
this one? We could. I'll put
I think
it
you should
down.
write it down.
Oh,
I
I'm
think
writing
butt
it
sweat.
down. So, I would assume being there 2 freaking days, we will have enough material I can edit for worth of 2 weeks of shows without
Maybe.
question. Yeah. I hope. Man, I hope
We
so.
can rest on our laurels for 2 weeks.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, one weekend will be the show, the one we're there.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I'll put it out when I can edit, probably Sunday or Monday. And then, the next one we'll just take the week off and I'll have it edited. That's the plan anyway. We'll
That's
see what
the
happens.
plan.
We'll see what happens. I haven't gotten the list of speakers or people who will be there yet. So I haven't, because last time I had actually scoped out people I wanted to make sure we corralled. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. Here's a dumb thing. Can I give you a dumb thing real quick?
I love dumb things.
Okay. So we are never fans of, like stereotypes and generalizing and stuff.
No, I mean, it exists. I don't think we'll ever get away from it completely. But
Right, but I
you
have
know,
one.
We try not to, but
but I'm
okay.
about to.
All right.
So my job is a 30-minute drive away. So it's almost exclusively on this one road. And for the most part, it's 55 miles an hour. I'm not sure how many kilometers an hour that is for our non-U.S. friends. However many kilometers an hour that is. But this road, on occasion, has stoplights. So I wouldn't call it, quote, an expressway, but it's a rurally kind of road that has speed limits posted, but you go through towns and there's some stoplights. But it's a pretty much one road trip. A couple of turn-ons to get on the express the road, and one turn to get off of it. And that's how I get to my job. So I've been doing this for 2 months now, this job. And I have noticed, and there's all the old cliches, women drivers, and and Asian people can't drive, and all that, whatever. No. You know who can't drive?
Tell me.
Fucking pickup truck drivers. And I don't mean the ones with the truck nuts on there. I don't mean like
I'm talking about all you fuckers.
All you fuckers, like 90%. There's only one or two I've seen who just are just tooling along doing their thing, but everybody else drives like a motherfucking douchebag. If you have a pickup, it's like, I have a pickup truck. I can do whatever I want. What? It's snowing and icy? My truck don't care. I'm going to drive like an asshole and cut off right in front of you. Fucking hate you, man. And I am generalizing and I'm stereotyping, but fuck you. I've seen my life flash before my eyes because of some of you cocksuckers. All right, I'm done. I've vented.
Okay.
Was it?
You feel better about it?
Check. What is on my list?
I know, but the way you just said it was just funny. And check. Got that one out.
All right.
Got that out. Got that off my back.
Yeah. Oh, we might be taking another break soon too.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. So coming up is actually the week before the Rochester Erotic Arts Festival, I will be going to the state of Arizona.
Oh.
Yep.
Visiting fam?
Visiting fam. Yep. Some fam's coming down. People who have been on the show. Aunt Marcy's going down, and Sister Tracy's going down, and Uncle Gary, and we're all going to see Dad Brian. Daddy Brian.
Your dad.
My
dad, whose name is Brian.
It's Brian. And I believe they've all been on the show at some point or another.
Has your sister been on the show?
I thought she was in a group one once. Maybe not. Maybe. I can't remember.
Can't remember either.
All right, but I know Marcy has, for sure. And I know Gary has, and my dad has. So, cousin Jill, who has been on the show, we did a show from her house, actually. We reviewed sex toys.
Yeah, that's right.
She was going to go, but she had to cancel. She had to not go. In fact, I'm taking her spot at the Airbnb. I got her bed. Well, it's not a bed. I got the couch. So.
Oh, she didn't want to sleep on the couch. That's why.
Well, no, she probably would have slept in one of the king beds with probably Marcy or Tracy.
Yeah,
but
we'll see.
So anyway, I'll be down there for a few days. I will say this, and as much I've railed against the airline industry, and I still will, man, I'm telling you, getting this fucking plane ticket was an ordeal. Oh, God.
It just seems like it's always an ordeal getting a plane ticket.
That's the only thing that's pissing me off about this whole trip is that I have to fucking take a plane. I don't want to give them money, and I had to give them money. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't like if I can take another mode of transportation other than a plane, I'm a fan.
I just don't have enough time to make it worthwhile to do a train or definitely not a Greyhound. Definitely not taking the bus, man.
Oh, no, I wouldn't. I mean, if I could take a train somewhere other than a plane, I will, though.
I saw a news story. They did a kind of an update thing on the, was it the Hyper Tunnel? The thing they're saying they're saying up to 30 years. They want to have a global network of these like super fast tunnel trains.
Okay.
And
cool.
That would have got me there in a few hours, like a plane.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like that.
Yeah,
that'd be neat.
That was pretty cool, but not on this day.
No, maybe not even in our lifetime, but maybe.
So I will be going. So I just want to do another short thing, and this will be another complaint. And this is not a generalization. This is about some people, certain segment of our society who I've talked about before, and I've tried to warn you people, and yet you still do the thing that I'm going to say, and you need to stop.
Okay.
So it's been a couple years. No, oh my shit. It's been like 3-4 years since the last time I've been to a local government meeting, in an activist kind of way. Mm-hmm. So my activist pilot light has been out for a while. I've been trying to stay involved. I haven't been doing very well, and I think it's starting to get lit again. And I'm not going to talk about it now. I think I know what the next thing is.
Okay.
Sort of. I know what the activity is going to be. I don't know exactly what the cause is yet. I have to consult with some other activist people. But I think I know where this is going. But we'll talk about it later when it's more set. But I ended up at the Rochester City Council meeting, and not to speak, and it's not important why. They've separated the play at the time. Now, when you speak to City Council, it's on a different day. It's not even at the same day, which there's good and bad to that. But so I went to just dress in black, because how much I love to do that, and look mad about shit that they're doing, which I am. I'm mad about shit that they're doing.
Yeah, but you didn't want to have to dress in black, though.
Yeah, I'm not. It's really not my jam. But that's fine. Whatever.
So you got to be like me and dress in black every day, so it won't matter.
Yeah, it was kind of black, but it was like black, like with like great cat hair all over it. But that's me. Good luck trying to get out of this house without cat hair on you. So usually I only bump into this guy in a certain place. Not in public. Well, this isn't public. Not city council, not doing activism stuff. And now, because it's been 4 years since I haven't been there in so long, now there's metal detectors. This is supposed to be City Hall, the people's house. And there's metal detectors, and they make you wait in this, what I called a pen, until it was time for them to let you up to city council chambers. Usually you'd be able to go up there early and just kind of hang out and wait. But now you have to stay in this pen that's off to the side after you go through the metal detectors, and they check your bag and your coat and all this shit. So it's really not very democratic, small d, and very friendly. So
do you think that they need? I mean, do you think there's a reason for all of this?
Who the fuck knows?
I mean, I'm just gonna say, in the kind of, I don't fucking like it either. But the kind of world we live in, I don't know. I guess I can kind of see it.
Okay, take me through the metal detector and shit, but don't make me fucking wait in this little holding area until a certain time. It's a people's building, man.
Oh, that part's a little weird, I guess.
So
it is the people's building.
All that security, right? And they could have kept this motherfucker out. No. They let him in. And of course, he's got to sit next to me. It's the return of Too Much Cologne guy. Usually reserved just for the
it's
gym.
Not COVID Kevin.
No, it's not COVID. No, it's not COVID Kevin. Oh, I forgot about COVID Kevin. No, COVID Kevin never went to city council meetings. He just showed up where there were black people, so he could tell black people that they're racist. No. But it's Too Much Cologne guy. I'm dying. Too Much Cologne guy. What are you doing?
Why are you doing this?
And as an ode to Too Much Cologne guy, at the end of the show, I'll play the poem, the spoken word poem, Too Much Cologne guy, that I got yelled at for writing.
Why? It needs to be said.
No, Nina yelled at me.
Oh.
I played it for her because she's a professional writer and editor, and she's listening to this thing, and I finished, and I'm kind of doing a humble brag here, I have to admit. And it finishes, it's about 2 minutes long, and she looks at me, she goes, "You wrote that?" I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "How long did that take you?" I was like, "I don't know, 20 minutes. It's crap. It's
right.
Like
It's
Moon
not that
in
great.
June. It's like that kind of thing." She goes, "Fuck you. Fuck you. People sit here and try to write shit, and it takes them forever, and you wrote this in 20 minutes. Fuck you." I was like,
"That's funny,
dude. It's
That's
a
funny.
it's a Moon in June poem about Too Much Cologne guy."
And maybe she's right. I mean, she's probably right though. She's probably correct. I mean, she knows more. I mean, I don't know. She knows a lot more about writing than I do.
Okay,
so.
but professional writer wrote Too Much Cologne guy. I'd be like, bro,
you know
don't
what?
give up your day job.
You know what? There's all kinds of writing for all kinds of people, and people like all kinds of different things.
All right. Well, look, folks, if you haven't heard this poem,
well, you're gonna hear it.
You'll hear it at the end of the show, and then you can decide: is it professional
Should Nina
quality
have been
writing?
upset about it?
She wasn't really upset. She
said, "Fuck you."
She did. No, she can say whatever she wants.
I know,
to.
but she wouldn't mean it in the same.
No.
She means it in the friend way of saying "fuck you."
Yes. No. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I mean, honestly, Dan and I say "fuck you" to each other all the time. I mean, we do all the time. If people actually heard the things we call each other, we're totally calling each other bitch and "fuck you" all the time, and we love each other so much.
Sounds like my students, actually. God.
Oh, what
Well, that's part of the beer drop.
Beer drop. All right. Well, I'm gonna have my other
Which, by the way, is
beer drop.
beer
Tell
dro-
me about it,
well,
Dave.
a beer drop is you can get beer. You can subscribe to beer, and it'll get sent to your house. And I had to unsubscribe for a little bit because I was out of a job, and I resubscribed just this last month. And they must have just been waiting for me and sent it out immediately because I'm already getting another box. It's already on the way.
They're like, all right, Dave's back.
Yeah, and so I gotta hurry up and finish this shit. But right now I'm not. I'm drinking a Buffalo, New York-based beer from
So you
Big
didn't
Ditch.
get that from them, did you?
No, I was really in the mood for a stout the other night, so all I could find was a 6-pack of this. So it's good. It's all right.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they're that. I don't think they're that.
Like I said, it did the
whatever.
job for what I needed. So anyway, what was I? Oh, well, you were asking me about the beer. So. All right, I'm going to power through this last thing. And I have to be honest with you. I know I've been doing all the talking, but
That's okay.
This is a biggie.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
No, really.
No,
maybe you should.
I'm holding on to my britches.
Okay. Ooh,
Hold on to my butt.
all right. Just don't sweat. All right. So, I had vacation from school last week, and I was hanging out at Boldo's Armory, ask for it by name, where you can get all your favorite board games and stuff like that, role-playing action games, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
those things.
Yep. And hanging out.
RPGs.
Yeah, thank you. RPGs.
You're welcome.
So, hanging out with the one of the owners, Alex White, who's a friend. We've talked about him on the show many times, and he was telling me, and I've run his campaigns for mayor and city council. We work together on issues and stuff like that, and so we always end up talking politics and do gossipy type stuff.
That's what you do.
That's what we do. So he's telling me about this book. Now, he hasn't read it, but he read the review. And this book, which I didn't know until after I'd already gotten it and read it, like I devoured it in a day, came out in 2020. So about 3 years ago. And so it's not the newest book in the world. But to me, I had just heard of it. So apparently, early 2000s into the 2010s, these libertarians, and I'm not going to lie, whenever I think or talk about libertarians, it makes me miss our old friend Kelsey Clare Hagan so much, because she used to, for some reason, she considered herself a liberal, but she tended to date libertarian boys, and then would like rag on they were horrible to her, but yet she'd keep doing it. But when we had this connection, and I miss Kelsey Clare really bad.
I hope her husband is not libertarian.
Well, she really dove into the deep end of that one, if she did. But anyway, whenever I think of libertarians, I think of her because we used to have this connection. We would just give each other looks, like in this room in the studio, and about libertarian. So anyway, this group of libertarians had this plan to show everybody that the libertarian way is the way to go. And for folks who aren't familiar, it's basically less government, a lot less government, as little government as you could possibly have, if any. And that the free market will take care of all of our problems, because it's that Ayn Rand stuff, that the free market will just take care of everything because it's in everybody's best interest financially. So, of course, companies won't pollute, which we know
That's
is not
bullshit.
Right, we know is bullshit. And it's a very immature way of looking at the world, but I don't want to get to the critique.
I mean, it's like one of those things like, okay, it's a nice idea, but it won't work because there are humans involved with this. So, I mean, I remember, just taking from a little bit, I remember my mother explaining socialism and communism specifically, communism to me as a kid, and saying communism on the idea is a wonderful idea. She goes, it will never work because humans are around and we can't have nice things. So she's like, the idea that everybody shares and does things for the common good of everybody is wonderful and beautiful, and it doesn't work.
Well, this group of people decided to show everybody how it works.
Yeah.
And so a bunch of people had this idea to pick a place a town, because it's got to be a town. It can't be a city because you need too many people to do this. For a small town to move there and like run for all of the government positions and then make it a libertarian town. Get rid of laws and regulations and do all that shit. So they did this in a small town in New Hampshire where they already don't have sales tax and
So it was a little easier
yeah,
to
right.
do that
Live
there.
free or die is
Right,
their
right, right.
motto, right? So
It is one of the best mottos of any of the. I'm just going to say it is a really great motto.
well, it's, by definition, what is living free mean? But that's
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
so-
But I still think it's great. Live free or
So-
die.
So they move to this town and they do this, and I'm going to paraphrase this. And so, the big problem that the town and the area and the state actually was already having was with the increase in bears. And when these libertarians got in and started taking over, they got rid of even more and more regulations that helped keep the bears away. And basically, bears started invading the fucking town once the libertarians took over. And I shouldn't laugh because some people got attacked.
Yeah, I mean, bears are no joke.
Well,
I mean,
they-
they're cute AF, but no
don't-
joke.
They generally don't tend to attack bears. So this investigative
Who
journalist,
doesn't attack bears?
or I mean, bears don't tend to attack humans.
No, they tend to stay away from us.
But these did, and they and these dummies were like feeding bears. They were like, you can't make
Oh
a
my
law
God,
not to
duh.
feed bears. I'm going to feed bears if I want to. And they all walked around with like loaded with guns all over the place, and it was just
because bears.
turned into fucking chaos. So my friend is telling me about this book. I'm like, holy shit, I have to read this. How somebody actually, libertarians actually got to run shit.
And they
it was
screwed it.
and bears attacked the town. So the book is called A Libertarian Walks into a Bear. And the utopian plot to liberate an American town and some bears. And the
Is
authors,
it kind of funny too?
it depends on your point of view. It's actually kind of sad. Now, Matt does use some humor in here, but if you're not looking for humor,
Well, because the title of it is funny, so
Yeah.
that's why I was wondering if is it kind of funny.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the situations of, I mean, that is pretty fucking scary thinking about you got to carry a gun with you all the time because you might actually get attacked by a bear while you're going to the store.
it is. So I read this in about a day. I took like half of one night, and then I finished the next day because I didn't have school the next day.
Doesn't look like a very big. Very,
No, and well, I will say this: the font is fucking small.
Oh,
yeah,
it is small
It was
font.
pissing me off. So, but I did read it, and I was on chapter 2 when I'm like, oh, this needs to be like a Spinal Tap kind of movie. This has to be a movie. You have to turn this into a fucking movie, because the real life stuff seemed like a Spinal Tap send off of libertarianism. What was the other movie that they did about the dog show or something?
Oh, Best in Show.
Yeah, Best in Show. It was like a Spinal Tap Best in Show thing, only this really fucking happened. The conversations, the trailer park cities that they created because nobody could buy a house, nobody could get a job. It was just like, this seemed like a spoof and it was real life. So,
Well, now I want to read it.
oh, well, I'm going to say it. So this, and I'm going to butcher his name, but Matthew Hungoltz Hetling is the author, and well, we have the internet. So
Yeah.
obviously I reached out to Matt and said, Matt, you got to come on the podcast. I'm dying here. I'm fucking dying. And it was a few days ago when
I saw the email.
right, I did copy.
Yeah,
it.
you did copy
So
to
he
it.
literally got back to me about an hour before the show started.
Oh, fab.
So he's like, look, I have a new book out and I'm already working on a third one and I'm a new dad. So really, I don't have time to come in and talk about this book from 2020, but I am starting to do promotional stuff for the new book. And if you want to have me on to promote that, I'm sure we can talk about some bears.
Oh, cool.
So I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
So, oh crap, I didn't write the new book. Am I going to be able to get the name of this damn book? It's about, it seems like the same kind of book maybe. And it has a humorous title like, if it walks like a quack and talks like a quack, it's probably a quack. Something with quack in it. And it's about alternative medicine and people trying to find weird ways.
Oh,
of,
yeah. Okay,
So
gotcha.
we're getting a copy.
Good.
They're sending it, and the book doesn't come out until April 4th, so it's like a little over a month away. So the book should be in the mail anytime soon, and I'll devour it quick, and then I'll pass it on to you, and Matt's going to come on the show.
Fabulous.
And we're going to talk about his new book, and we're going to talk about
Bears.
And after I already emailed him, because I don't think I copied you on the second email I sent him, like 20 minutes later, looking at the website, his website, when it had a section about this, we gotta ask him about this. He had a contest for any musician to come up to create a song about this fucking book, and they it a contest, and he has like 6 or 7 YouTube videos of these semi-amateur musicians who wrote songs about this book, Bears and Libertarians. And I'm dying.
Includes a new afterword with even more bears.
Yeah,
Oh my god!
Like what happened?
I gotta read
like
this.
what
This
happened
sounds
after?
Fascinating.
Yeah. So we're gonna have Matt on. And he's gonna talk about bears, but we're gonna talk about his new book, Quack. And we'll talk about his new kid, and because he's a new dad, he said, and we're just gonna hang out. He seems like a really neat guy, investigative journalist who's been all over the world doing some amazing stories, and he's been published in like a lot of places. He's kind of a big deal. Right, I know. So we're going to have him on, and you should totally check out this book, A Libertarian Walks Into a Bear. If you're into politics, even if you just see two parties, right, Republican and Democrat, you should still read this. It's really a great read.
I mean, I'm
really
just reading
enjoyed
the back of
it.
this.
Yeah.
It says a libertarian walks into a bear is both a screwball comedy and the story of a radically American commitment to freedom.
But I'm going to ask him
Full of colorful characters, I bet.
because I'll wait and ask him before I do this. But if he says there's no idea to turn this into a movie, I swear to God, I'm going to tweet Susan Sarandon. That's totally who should be making this into a movie. I think it'd just be.
Maybe my son needs to read it and he needs to make it into a screenplay. He writes screenplays.
Well, I'll ask Matt if he wants to do that. It's his book, whatever. So
that's hilarious.
So it just happened. So
I can't believe I've never heard of this before. Actually, that this actually happened.
Yeah, I hadn't either.
In 2004, so not even that long ago.
No.
Huh.
So, that's coming up. That's really cool. I'm really psyched about it. Yeah. So we haven't picked a date down yet. I'm gonna get the book and then I'll reach back out to Matt and say, hey, what do you think in a week or so? I'm just if we get it, if the book comes out on April 4th, that's like I'll be going out of town within a couple of days after that, and then we got the Erotic Fest, so it might not be into May or so. I don't want to rush it, but we are going to have Matt on. But you should totally, and I'll link to it in the show notes. Let me write that down. And so you can just go check it out yourself, and I'll link to it at our bookstore or our affiliate bookstore. We have 2 of them that you could probably buy it from, so you can get this book probably cheaper than somewhere else, if you know what I'm saying, and you'll help us out too. So it'll be really cool, and help Matt out as well. So you totally check this out. A libertarian walks into a bear. Bears. And the bears. Right. So I can do one more quick thing and then I'm done.
No, you can. I mean, it's our podcast.
I know, but still, you haven't.
I mean, I don't really have that much. Not that much. Right. I mean, I'm just going to talk about this, the thing.
Because it connects to the me being in Boldo's Armory and board games.
Well, please tell me the story.
Well, I'm not a big game player.
No, you're not.
Video games or board games, and I've got a few here that I actually do like Coopoly.
Yeah, say this is
and I've got some others from that same company that does cooperative games that have never been used. I bought them with the high and mighty idea, I'm going to play with my students, and the way they schedule schools these days, there's no time to do any of that shit. So they've just been sitting here. But now that I'm a biology teacher,
okay.
Right, okay. Well, there's a biology class and I'm the teacher. Let's just put it that way. It's going okay. One of my students today said I was okay as a teacher. For these kids, that's
it's probably good.
That's a ringing fucking endorsement for these kids. So, I was doing some research. We're doing stuff on cells, and just in my web search, this game popped up called Cytosis, and by Genius Games or whatever the hell they call themselves. So I checked it out, and it said for 10 and up, right? And the time frame said 60 to 90 minutes to play a game, which is more time than we have in this school I'm at. I was like, well, let me get it. I can maybe make some adjustments and kind of thing.
Turn into a 30-minute game.
So I ordered it. And in the meantime, we went, and a couple of my students with me as well, I told them about this game. We looked at the YouTube video, and this thing looked horrible. Like, first of all, the guy was talking way too fucking fast. I literally had to slow down. I don't know if some folks know you can slow YouTube videos down. So I slowed it down just so I can understand what the fuck this guy's talking about. And he's from the company. So it's like, dude, you're trying to sell this game.
You need to have somebody else do be your spokesperson.
Lay off the caffeine or whatever. Yeah.
Whatever you're doing.
So we get the game. Still can't figure out what the hell it's about. So I take it to the man. I take it to Alex. He plays games for less what he does.
Like, he does that. He knows things.
So I didn't think he'd have heard of this game. I mean, it's an educational thing. It's this company that makes games about science and math. And I walk in with this, oh, Cytosis. That's every time I get it, I was going to give it to my girlfriend because she's in the medical field. And I keep selling it out. I can never get to play it myself. So Alex and I...
Of course he knew about it.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
So Alex...
I'm not surprised.
So I left it with Alex for a couple days so he could look it over and then came back and we played it. And I got to admit, at first, even he was having a hard time explaining it. But I was like, dude, let's just play it. And we'll screw it up. And so I got through a game and I was kind of like, I actually kind of like this. This is kind of cool. But the directions suck and the YouTube video sucks. You just got to jump in and play it and screw it up.
Sometimes I feel like some games you just kind of have to.
And so I got a lecture from Alex, the professor here, on, well, in Europe, you see, they actually do brain science. And when they say it's for a game like this, would say 15 and up, because this is when the class, you take biology at this age and the things here, and the vocabulary, they would actually do it based on brain science. Americans just slap whatever they put on there. They think they can sell it. This is not a game for 10-year-olds. So, which is true. This, because you take, at least in the U.S., generally you take in 9th grade biology.
I took it in 10th, but whatever.
Yeah, give or take.
Around there, yeah.
And that's not a 10-year-old, unless you're Doogie Howser.
Oh, you know what? I did take some biology in 7th grade, too.
Well, you do that, but that's like the surface.
That's like the most, like,
I mean, you do it in grade school, too. Right. You do U.S. history in grade school, and then you do a little bit more in middle school, and you do it again in 11th. So.
But in 7th grade, I did do a dissection in 7th grade. But I was in an advanced class, so that's probably why.
Yeah. So anyway, this is a pretty cool game, and if you get a chance, just if you watch the YouTube video, ignore it. Really ignore it, and just get it, and just muscle through one playing. And actually, I liked it. It wasn't bad. I was all right with it. I could do it again. I don't think I could do it drinking, but that would not end up well for anybody. But it was kind of cool.
It's fun. So It's not like playing Monopoly drunk.
And I almost won. The guy who plays games for a living and who beats like everybody and everything.
I'm like, I wouldn't even want to play him.
Who plays like, well, he doesn't do it anymore, but who would play chess against 10 people at the same time and beat them all. He was that dude.
Yeah. I'm not surprised.
Right. And so I almost, by 2 points, I almost won.
Oh, that's not bad.
No.
I know, especially against Alex.
Yeah. And now I'm really out. That was my list. Check.
That's my list. Check.
Yep. Those are my checks.
So my week. So today I went to the 22 Flint Street, which is where...
Melissa, what is 22 Flint Street?
22 Flint Street is going to be eventually we don't have a name yet, but right now it's like in Rochester Artists Co-op, but we're not going to have that be the name, I don't think, because RAC already acronyms for other things in Rochester, so probably won't use that, but it is a Rochester...
It is kind of annoying, isn't it, how everything is?
Yeah, so we're going to have to think of something else. We haven't got anything yet, but...
It's like, hey, bro, you know what you are? You're a rock and douche.
Yeah. So I don't even know if have I talked about this on the show?
I think briefly.
Maybe. This is happening. So we are signing the lease tomorrow.
Oh.
It's happening. We have leased an entire building that's mostly, the entire top floor is completely empty. And it is going to be... I'm sorry
to say this. How many floors do you guys get in? Sorry. Just trying to visualize.
Don't worry, it's like 3 if you consider like there's Wait, let me think here. Yeah, there's like kind of a, yeah, there's sort of a basement floor. There's like 3 floors. What? Is that bad or was it gross?
Well, I'm sorry. I just opened a beer.
I know, and he
One of
made the weirdest looking face.
This is from Beer Drop. It's like one of the last ones I have here from the last thing.
Is it heavy?
This is a double alt beer. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
It's called The Sun Never Sets on Cool. Whatever.
I like the can art though.
Yeah. Okay, 7.2% alcohol, so it's a little on the heavier side. You
All right,
want?
let me try it.
There's definitely. It almost tastes IPA-ish, which I said I didn't want IPAs, but
Does it smell a little hoppy?
yeah, it's totally hoppy.
Oh, it's banana-y.
Oh, I didn't get to the banana.
Oh, you don't taste the banana? I
Dude,
immediately
I was
tasted
too
banana.
busy making a face.
Oh, that tastes to me like a Hefeweizen. That tastes just like that tastes like a strong Hefeweizen to me.
It is strong.
Yeah.
I'll be sipping this.
Yeah. So this is a artist co-op that is going to be in this building at 22 Flint Street. We have, like we said, we're going to sign the lease tomorrow. The Greenovation is going to be going in that building.
Should you be saying that? Should they have?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all being talked about. Yeah.
All right. Well, as someone who profusely follows their Facebook, there hasn't been a mention, so I didn't know if that was news for the public.
Oh, I think it's going to be out pretty quickly because we're already talking
Well,
about.
it is now.
Well,
I'm not
we're already,
editing. I'm too
yeah,
lazy.
everything's happening. So, Greenovation eventually is going to be moving over there. So is another organization called Keeping Our Promises. It's another charity organization, and I
know
can't
that one.
remember what they do, and I feel bad because they're going to be. Well, I'll learn more about them when
Yeah.
we'll all be in the same building. A bunch of artists. So
It's not that Obama thing where black guys are supposed to hook up with young black children. Okay.
I don't know what it
It
is.
was something that sounded like that when he was president.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, maybe it is, and I just don't know. So a lot of people got kicked out of the Hungerfield building,
Yes.
as we've talked about.
Yep.
And so this is another, and people are looking for spaces. I was just at the Hungerford today, and 3 more people have left. So yeah, it's
The radio station that I helped start is gone somewhere else too. I got us a spot in the Hungerford, and I know we're doing Rochester references, but I'll tell you why this is important to you, the listener, no matter where you are, because this is a cooperative effort, which means if you're a part of it, you're in some way part running and owning, and there's usually voting kind of thing, or group decision making, which is not the normal way of doing shit, especially in the U.S. So,
well, we're doing it.
right. So, and that's why I think this is important. This isn't, even though there's a lot of local references in this, description, the model itself is important for everybody, like wherever you are. And I know that the co-op model is a little bigger, like in Europe and maybe some other places around the world, down in Latin America too. But it is minorly growing here in the U.S. So that's why I think this is really important to talk about on this crazy, wacky podcast, the morning zoo of a podcast.
Yeah. So most of the spaces are already taken, which is awesome. That's how many people are interested. There's a few that are still vacant, but for the most part, most of them are spoken for. And, we had a meeting today talking about raising funds, talking about where money is going to come from for various causes. We know some people who are just some private donors who are donating money. We're, talking about different people who, maybe the owner might do, making some deals with the owner, all that kind of stuff. The owner of the building. Yeah. And the owner of the building is not a very old dude. He's probably around my age, if not maybe younger than me. I don't know if you've ever met him.
I don't. Maybe, let me.
He is not. He's probably not older than me. I'm just gonna say that he looked he looked young.
If I haven't met the dude, I know I've been in meetings that he's been talked about. Because the last time I ran for office, and we can get into, if you're running for office, you better go to every fucking thing that's around. Every meeting, that's
You
how
go
you
to
meet
it.
people. And I went to a lot of meetings over on that part of town in the Plex neighborhood. So,
So he was there.
well, I don't know if he was there because nobody looked like a business owner in these meetings I was in, but I know he was the owner.
He doesn't look like a business
The
owner.
owner of that building was discussed.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. But nah, trust me.
He seems to be a good dude. I mean, I've met, I've talked with him a few times. My ex-husband has a space there with my son and with our son, and Sean Dunwoody's over there.
all right.
He's over. I mean, there's this another, there's another space there. So so some of it's already being used. Some of it's people have buildings there. People have businesses and all that kind of stuff already. And then this is just another building on that lot that's mostly unused. There's a little bit of business going on in there, but not much. But the place where we need to build up, there's literally nothing. It is a big open, I don't know how many square feet space. It's huge.
I saw some pictures. I
Yeah,
think Jay
it's
put up. Yeah.
huge space. And I could just see how beautiful it's going to be. So it was really exciting. It was really exciting talking with some people and realizing, at least on a personal level, this is the kind of thing I've always wanted to be a part of. And I just feel very grateful that I'm in the place where I am at now in my life and around the people that I know, that I can be a part of something like this.
So let me ask you this. So
I can't wait to help start and build. I can't wait.
Well, that's what I'm like. What do you see as your role in this collective being?
You know what? I don't know 100% now, and I think that's partially why I'm excited. I think
fair.
I'm kind of excited to find out where. I mean, I'm in the Ravens, and I'm one of the founding members. So I'm definitely going to be. I know, and I know, or I kind of know most of the people that are going to be there.
Veteran listeners have heard us talk about the Ravens, but can you do a one sentence kind of quick?
Oh, I'm sorry. Ravens is a lodge that I belong to. So we're like a
Social club.
social club. We're like a Masonic lodge or Elks
the
Club.
Elks. Yeah,
We're
yeah,
not,
the
but we're
Elks.
not. We're not your dad's Elks
Rotary,
Club.
the
Yeah, we're
Elks,
not
the
those people. Yeah, we're
Knights
way
Columbus.
cooler. We're way cooler than that. There's no religion involved for one.
When I lived in,
If there's anything, we worship birds. If there's anything,
well, Ravens. When I was in Little
well,
League,
Corte in general.
in that thriving hot metropolis of Albion.
Oh, yeah.
I played Little League for the Lions Club.
Did you?
Yeah,
That's precious.
Eh.
So anyway, being a founding member of the Ravens, I look at myself as just being another person who's going to be there helping get this building with blood, sweat, and tears. A little bit of money that I can donate here
I
and
love
there.
that band.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Do you really?
They're okay. There's some
All
good
right.
songs. Yeah. There's worse bands.
Do they sing the "What Comes Up Must Come Down" song? Spinning Wheel. Is that them?
I think so.
Spinning wheel.
I know. All
No,
right, Spotify. No emails.
no.
all right?
I mean, I barely sang it, and I didn't even
Bastards.
sing it very well.
Bastards.
Yeah.
Took the music off the show. Leave me alone.
Oh my God. So yeah, I'm really excited about just being there and being a part of being there around people and helping people build their dreams. And because it isn't really my dream to have a studio space. It's just more of my dream to be a part of helping make.
Well, I was
something
going
like
to
happen.
ask. I was wondering.
Yeah,
Would
I
you
just
going to?
really want to be a part of making it happen. I don't need a studio space. I have my house. I got a house.
You do.
So, and what I do, I don't need much space, so I don't need to. I can see where some people rent studio space if they need like the social aspect of it. Like once we get to the point where we have like First Friday type events or things like that, I can see being in a building specifically so you can be a part of something like that. But I don't really need to spend extra money for something like that.
That
Yeah. I'm selling at the museum really well, though.
I don't remember if I saw it on the Facebook. I don't remember if you said it on the show. You're selling bracelets.
I am
at
selling
the
bracelets at the museum, and they're doing very well. They're doing better there than they were at Parkley.
Cool.
Sold one within the first hour of me putting them out.
Well, I believe that.
Yeah, I did. I was pretty impressed. I was like, oh my God, they're just totally buying it. Oh.
So now I'm connecting different things that we've talked about in the show. So I remember last year before I ended up getting COVID and we couldn't go to the Erotic Fest. Are you any chance you could be able to do like a bracelet of penises or something?
Oh, that's right. I was talking about doing something like that.
There's probably a lot of beer involved.
Probably. I do.
I mean, we're
I
doing
do
a show on a
vaguely.
Tuesday, so
I do vaguely remember talking about
I
that.
still have
though.
homework to do.
You know,
why I don't think you
could.
should.
Why?
I think it's funny, but that seems more novelty doing a bracelet of penises than the art that
Actually,
you do.
make something really pretty.
Than art, because you do art.
Yeah.
Your bracelets are art. And by the
Yeah.
way, there is a link. Well, at least we still only got the Facebook page, right?
Yep, that's all I got right now.
Right. So there is a link at stuartpodesta.com.
Yeah.
You can go and check
And
out
you can
some
go
of the
check out my
bracelets.
stuff, and you can send me a message if you want
Check
me to
out
make
Melissa's
something
stuff, if you know
custom.
what I'm talking about.
I can do something custom. I do custom stuff all the time.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. So I thought, because it would, I mean, it is the theme, the Erotic Arts Festival, or vaginas. Mm-hmm. Well, remember when we did Rock the Rickets and we made the lollipops with both penises
We did.
and
Those are
vaginas?
awesome.
Yeah, that
That
was pretty
that
fun.
was fun. Well, I mean, we sold them.
Yeah.
People bought them.
We did.
I bought one.
Yeah, I know.
I might have bought one of each.
I might have sampled some before.
Yeah.
Somewhere I got the picture of Eric licking the
Look at the vagina one.
Yeah.
That was so great.
So yeah, no. So I think that you should just make it the artsy thing.
I will.
I mean, if you made one with boobs on it.
You just want the one with boobs on it. Like, yeah. Duh.
Yeah. Okay.
Who doesn't like boobs?
You caught me, Melissa. Oh, I'm so embarrassed.
I like it, the boobies.
What was boobs? It was something about boobs.
What about
Well, there's
boobs?
always I can't.
There's
remember.
always something about boobs.
I know, but I thought there might have been something I could have done, like added to my checklist here. But
Oh, okay. Maybe not.
you know, as soon as I hit stop on the record, as soon as we're done, I'm gonna boobs. Wait, it'll be
Wait,
that
it'll be boobs.
thing. Yeah, that could be.
So here's the other thing I wanted to talk about real quick. And
Boobs?
it's
No,
no,
sorry.
it completely personal thing. So I'm really proud of myself. I'm just proud of myself.
Okay.
Proud of myself because I'm taking this meditation thing that I've been doing, and I've talked about that. I've been taking it really seriously. I've been still staying with it every day. And the other day I was having a meditation, and these intrusive thoughts kept coming into my head about a medical procedure that I have to have. And it's a procedure I have had before, and it was painful. And it was on the vajayjay, in the vajayjay area.
Oh, okay.
So it was one of those types of things. And it was painful. And for some reason that was coming into my head while I was meditating. And I literally could feel myself, my body, like turning in on itself, because I remembered how it felt to have this procedure done. And it was like my whole body contorted, like almost like protecting my bits
Yeah.
while I was meditating. And
Not that I have a vagina, and I
but you know what I'm
that,
talking
but no,
about.
I totally do.
Yeah, but you know, I mean,
I
even if
get
you had
that.
stuff on your bits,
Actually,
you would know.
and because we're using silly words like vajayjay and stuff, if you really got into the specifics, although I've been drinking a little bit, so it wouldn't be as bad, but it's like usually when someone's describing their shit to me, like describing it, I curl up.
Like you can feel like your own like, area.
And it's not like me trying to show sympathy. I literally can't control it.
No, that's what was happening
Yeah.
while I was meditating. And the point of the meditating, most of them I try to just stick with my breathing, and so I could just stay calm and comfortable with my breathing and listening. But you know what? Your brain does what it does, and they talk about that in the meditations that I do. That your brain just does it, and you can just say, "Hey, hello, thought. How you doing there? Nice to see you. Okay, we're going to go on back to the breathing thing again." But for some reason, this would not go away. I could not get this thought out of my head, and I couldn't stop. So I realized, because of what I was doing, my body was doing while I was meditating, and I knew it happened. I saw it happening, I feel it happening. I realized that I actually had a real serious fear of this, and it was really ingrained into me, so much so that my body reacted to it just thinking about it.
Sure.
And so I had to finally admit to myself, I'm avoiding this because my body is afraid of the pain. And so once I realized it, I was like, that is it. I'm afraid, but I have to do it because I have to make sure I'm not unwell.
Yeah.
So I called today. I'm a big girl. I've had to do this for like almost 3 months now. And I'm a big girl. So I finally did it, and I called and I spoke with them, and they said, we understand how you feel. Oh, sure. Well, let's schedule your appointment, and let me talk with the doctor, see what we can do about that. So she talked about, I got a call back within the hour or so. She called me back. She's like, oh, you know what we can do is just the day that before you come in, you can stop at the pharmacy. I'll give you a prescription for one, Valium. Yeah, Valium.
Yeah.
A Valium to help you calm down. You take it about 30 minutes, 45 minutes before your session, and that'll get you calmed down, and then you should have an easier time.
Please take care of your vagina, Melissa.
I was so proud of myself. I finally did it. I know I have to take care of it. And it's like, it's one of those things that more than likely, like 99%, it's probably nothing. But there's always that 1%. It was like, maybe there's something wrong.
Oh yeah, but
yeah, like when you have a problem, like it's.
Well, okay. Let me ask you: was your feelings like about worrying that something was like wrong, or
No.
you just remembered it in the pain?
The pain.
Oh yeah, well
the pain.
course.
It was
Sure.
all about the pain.
Absolutely.
Honestly, I'm not even really that worried that there's actually something wrong with me. I'm like, this is just extra precaution type shit. But yeah, the pain was so intense that I just didn't want to have to go through it again. And then I finally was like, and it was in that meditation that I realized what was wrong. And then I just said, wait a second, I can just tell somebody and be honest with them and say, I'm scared.
That's interesting.
I need to come in.
So, if you don't mind me asking, when you had it done before, because now they're saying, oh yeah, we'll just get you some Valium. Mm-hmm. Did they ask you? Did they give you anything before?
No, I didn't know it was going to be that bad. Everybody's got different issues with pain and stuff. And I also have the extra added bonus of having anxiety. So I've got anxiety anyway, and I've already had this procedure done, and it was painful.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. I meant the one you had it done before.
I think for some people, it's just not as painful.
Okay.
It's painful, but some people, pain is very relative to all people.
I'll tell you, man, if I had to have that done, the first thing I would, only would it be painful, I'd be like, where did that vagina come from?
I was told last time to take ibuprofen.
Oh, fuck that.
Well, I take ibuprofen. I took ibuprofen today already. I take it all the time. It's like my painkiller drug most of the time. So honestly, most of the time ibuprofen works for most things for me.
I'm drinking my painkiller.
Yeah. So I honestly didn't really think about it anyway, but now that I know, so I was just proud of myself as listening to my body and paying attention in my meditation and listening and realizing that it's just fear. And so now my next focus on meditation is fear. I'm focusing on fear and how to get through fear, because people have fear. You're just gonna, it's always, there's a good reason to have it too. There's perfectly good reasons for us to have that, but then there's lots of reasons for us not to have it, and then we have it anyway. And so we just gotta. So that's my next meditation. Yeah, that's my next thing. I'm gonna be focusing on how to work through fear better.
Well, if you need something to help you deal with fear, you can give it a more focus on. Bears. I was gonna say it anyway before you started fondling the book. I was gonna say bears anyway. But
bears. Yeah.
Because I would be scared of a bear.
Oh, I'd be terrified. I've had nightmares about finding a bear, like being in the woods and stuff and seeing a bear.
Maybe I should.
Oh yeah, I woke up from.
No, I'm serious. That's because I lately, like I said a few weeks ago, I was having a nightmare every night, and it was it was one night I was attacked by a bat, like literally attacked this time, not just one in the house. It was on my back like a Scooby-Doo get it off.
Right.
Car accident, hit by car. There was another one I can't remember, but every night I had just a different.
Yep, I have had a dream, and it wasn't even that long ago where I was attacked by a bear. But honestly, I'm not really afraid of bears. I don't even know why I had that dream. I really don't know. I'm like, I'm not even that afraid of them.
Look, this thing talks about it a little bit. Oh, I got to take about one chapter in here. I got to talk about though really quick.
Okay,
I'm sorry, I just thought because I meant to do that. And I want to ask Matt about this specifically. I know he wants to talk about the new book, and we totally will. We will talk about.
You
Quiet.
can just ask him the one thing. You're like, I know we're talking about your books, but I got to ask you this one thing.
I got to ask him about the songs. I got to ask, but this one, we got to talk about. He has the chapter. I'm like, what is he talking about? Why is he bringing this into this? It has nothing to do with the story. He has this. I don't want to say he has a theory, but he just kind of put it out there. I got to know where he got this. Where there's a possibility. I'm really gonna boil this down on purpose to sound funny, but he kind of says this, that libertarians see the world the way they do because of a parasite in cat poop. I know. Now, wait a minute. He doesn't start the chapter saying, hey, libertarians may have been exposed to this parasite in cat poop, and that's why they act the way they do. He doesn't do it that way. He starts talking about the history of this fucking, just this bizarre thing with like illnesses from like the 1700s and this guy, typhus, of somebody who's doing research on typhus, and then turned out the stuff wasn't about what he thought it was. It turned out to be a parasite in cat poop.
Yeah, I think it's the same parasite that they tell pregnant women they can't.
Yes, that is. He mentioned that too. But he's going through this history of this thing about typhus, and I'm like, it's in the middle of the book. And I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? And by the end, he kind of like, so maybe that's why libertarians act the way they do. They're exposed. That's why the bears in this town are acting comfortable around humans, because this parasite does shit to you so that you act differently than you normally would, like libertarians. I'm like, dude, come on, man. I gotta ask him about that chapter.
Somebody was smoking something in there.
I don't know, man.
I kind of hope so.
Yeah. So yeah, I totally want to ask him about the cat poop thing. I was like,
a battle with bears.
Yeah. So, all right, that's a good place to end it on.
Yeah, it is a good place to end it. All right, cat
So, enjoy Too Much Cologne Guy, which we're going to get right after this little brief thing of the theme show song. And, yeah, we'll be back in
probably
a week or so.
Next week.
Yeah,
Probably.
something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, let's find out.
Probably next Tuesday, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
We'll see how things turn out.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back next week. Thanks, y'all.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye.
A concoction of chemical abrasives, hint of sage and wood panel basements, wrapped in a cacophony of Listerine, shoe polish, and 45's peen. Too Much Cologne Guy. Too Much Cologne Guy is confident in his purchasing power and is thankful for the toilet water that smells like an anal flower. Too Much Cologne Guy. Too Much Cologne Guy has that twinkle in his eye for everyone passing by, but he doesn't get to see the deviled egg looks on the victims you despise. Too Much Cologne Guy. And we wonder by that smell what you're covering up, Too Much Cologne Guy. Oh yeah, you've left an impression. That one better not be messing with you, Too Much Cologne Guy. In those quiet moments after your Aqua Velva fart, I wonder how it was that you got your start, Too Much Cologne Guy. Was it a holiday gift? A box set of filth you splash on every day? And your soap on a rope were exposed to the isotope that you think is okay? Too Much Cologne Guy. You can't sneak around us, your vapor trails haunt us and leave us itchy and wheezy and filled with disgust. Too Much Cologne Guy. Do you give to charity, volunteer with the sick? Would you help out a stranger when life rolls up quick? None of that matters, old factory clown. We'll take you out back and hose your ass down. Too Much Cologne Guy. Do you get what I'm saying, Too Much Cologne Guy? That smell won't decay in Too Much Cologne Guy. Things need to start changing, Too Much Cologne Guy. And while you're at it, Too Much Cologne Guy, go brush your teeth.